Hello world, Jacob here. And today I wanted to cover the latest announcement from Google on Antigravity, which is their AI IDE. And this is Antigravity if you haven't seen it before. It's pretty awesome. I'm on Google Pro, so I have decent quota on it, and you can get a lot of great models with it. Kudos for them for allowing access to Opus and Sonnet. I've never used GPT OSS, but it's there if you need it. But you get access to Gemini 3 Pro, High, Low, and Gemini Flash is, once you're stuck without any quota, it will still get some quota for you to finish at least what you started. It's not great, but it's good enough, depends on what you use. So, what was the big news? They caught up with the rest of the tools out there and introducing agent skills. If you're familiar, you probably know that agent skills, they were developed by and released as open standard by Anthropic. Now there are multiple AI solutions that support agents skills, and that includes obviously Claude and Claude Code, and even Claude Desktop, Codex, and now finally Antigravity from Google. And I think Gemini CLI will have a beta of it, or already have beta of it. I haven't changed, I don't use it a lot recently, so I need to check. But what I want to show you is the agent skills. And what agent skills, as mentioned, they are open standard that was released officially by Anthropic, and now it's open source. Everybody can use it. It includes a prompt, but it also includes elements. For example, first of all, the main one will be instructions. What is the skill is about, what it can do, and best practices, and optional extra resources and scripts that it can use, even access to tools via CLIs or MCPs. And two things you need to know when it comes to setting up agent skills in Antigravity. So there are two places you can set them up. One, if you want them to be available in a specific project, and that's the Workspace specific, you can see the path, and I'll show you how to do that. And the second, if you have a skill that you want to expose to all projects, so on a global level, and that's the path where you're going to put it. And I'll show you both. And creating a skill is very easy. For example, here's an example where it's sitting on the agent, so that's a local project. You create the skill name and provide the SKILL.MD. Let's try to use it. And one of the things I wanted to share with you today is excellent website I recently discovered. It includes a massive repository. Yesterday it was 66,000. I made a short video and it was 66,000. And you can see this number is growing. It collects resources from all over GitHub. So this is a massive repository that you definitely need to bookmark and start using. And today we're going to show you how to use one of the skills, and specifically on Google Antigravity. So what we're going to do today is we're going to see the impact of one of the top skills, and that's called the front-end agent. So you can see these are the top skills. You can search over here. You can browse by category. You can watch statistics if that's your thing. Let's try to find front-end design. There we go. So we're going to use this one. Let's click on it, and that's going to redirect us to the site. And you can see this is from Anthropic. So what are we going to be using? We're just going to download that skill, and I'll show you how easily you can do it. We'll do an interesting experiment. We're going to show how to build a website from the same prompt, one with the skill on Antigravity and one without. So while we do that, let's start the job without. I have two folders. This is the one we're going to build. It's called Meh UI. And I'm going to select Gemini 3 Flash. And I'm just going to paste this prompt. It's a very simple prompt. It says, build a creative portfolio website for digital artists, including an immersive hero with parallax scrolling, a missionary style gallery grid, with hover animation, smooth page transitions, and dark mode toggle. Use vibrant gradients and micro interactions throughout. Not very comprehensive, but it's a good one shot to show you the impact of this. So let's let it run. It may ask me some questions. So you know what? Let me just let it run. I'll say, you know what? Always proceed. I don't too often do that, and no planning. So just going to let it run. Hopefully it will not ask me any questions. Okay, so it's creating its to-do list. It's going to run in the background. And now let's add a skill to a second directory, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'll go back, click on get, and we're going to go into that directory I have, and that's going to be called wow. And over here, we're going to create the folder structure, remember? So it's going to be .agent, and it's going to ask me, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Under it, we're going to create another folder called skills, and under that, we're going to save the file, and we're going to open it. If I open this, so now I have this skill in my directory. I can delete the zip. I don't need it anymore. And I am all set in that folder. So now if we go back into the wow directory, so now you can see in the folder path, I have the Frontend Design and the skill. And over here as well, we're going to use Gemini 3, same prompt. Let's do it. It's going to run for a while. So while it's doing its thing, let me show you how you can build the same thing on a global level. What you need to do is in your main directory, let me just make this bigger a little bit. You can see that there is this Gemini folder. Under it, there is going to be the Antigravity, skills, and you can see I have two skills already downloaded. One of them is my own skill. So I create my own skill for the notebook LM CLI. And if you don't know, check out my channel for what it is exactly. So this is a skill that will teach Antigravity everything it needs to know to interact with Notebook LM through the CLI I created. So that's one skill. You can see it's a little bit different. It has the main skill and some references on how to handle different scenarios. So this is the extra content I mentioned. And the other is actually from Anthropic. So if you do a search for Anthropic skills, one of them is a skill designed to help you create other skills. So this is the skill creator. It's available to all workspaces under Antigravity. And by the way, if you want to do this for Claude, for example, so here's my Claude folder. So in Claude, it's the same thing. You can see we have the Claude and then the skills folder. And under it also, we have the skill creator and the Notebook LM CLI. Now what we need to do is just to see is this skill is worth it. So I'll say go, and let's see how it's going to do it. And let's go see how the other one without the skill. Ready to review the code in your workspace. Okay, so let me ask it to open it. Can you open the website in your built-in browser? This is Antigravity. As you know, it has its own browser, Chrome, so you can, let's allow it. Okay, it's doing, again, it's, there we go. Here it is. You can see, okay, so this works. Oh, the images are not loading. That's a shame. About Jacob Rowe. Oh, that's a nice thing. And yeah, you know, it's okay. It's get in touch, it's jumping all the way and the work, but something is broken. Let's check out the other. Let's see how the one with the front-end skill is doing. Okay, so here you can see it's also creating some sort of a random portfolio images using the built-in Nano Banana. That is one of the things I really like about Antigravity. It's using the Nano Banana to create images, and I use it a lot to create UI mockups before I build the UI, and it helped me a lot to illustrate. So I ask it create 3 versions of UI mockups. It builds and I say go with this one. Amazingly enough, usually the difference between the mockup and the real thing is minor. It's quite mind-blowing. I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit. I'll pause this and we'll be back.
A few minutes later.
Okay, we back. This was Gemini Flash, and it worked on this for almost 40 minutes. I kid you not. It's supposed to be fast, but it was so meticulous, opening the browser to inspect the elements and the UI continuously. And you can see that he was really pedantic about making sure the website looks good. And I think you will agree. Let's check out what he built. So if you remember, this was the original deployment, just basic. It's not even working. I don't know what happened there. The images are broken, but it's very meh. But Take a look at this. So this is with the front-end design skill. So you can see this cool effect. It's pretty cool, pretty modern, very impressive, to be honest. You can click on the work. I don't know if everything, but you can see every time I hover, it gives you a link to click on it and show you the 3D art. It is really, really beautiful in my opinion, of course. It's well constructed, it's slick. The architects, it's not me, but yeah, why not? And you can see it is quite remarkable. As a front end, as a portfolio website for a person, this is impressive. All it did, it's just a single prompt. And you'll see it's not a unique prompt. It's not something crazy. So this is the prompt, right? So let me make this a little bit more readable. It talks about how to design and the purpose and the tone and the constraint it needs to deal with and the differentiation. And then it talks about, leveraging HTML and CSS and Java and React and Vue. And you can see that it's been using a lot of modules here. It's using Vite. It is professional front-end design, in my opinion. And again, if we'll go back into the original one, you can see it is CSS, JavaScript, and an index file. Nothing elaborate, nothing crazy. It created it in less than 3 minutes or 2 minutes. I don't remember how long, but it was just a few minutes. Where the other one really took the task seriously, and it's based off no PRD, no design, just the same prompt. I give both of them, and you can see it's still, this one generated the images. I don't know why it didn't end up using them, but the same prompt and different results. So hopefully that illustrates the power of skills and how you can leverage them. And before I leave you off, what I wanted to show you is this skill. I heard a lot about this skill. I haven't tested it, but I've done some reading and it looks like a really cool skill to add. It's called Using Superpowers, and it's a developer called Obra. Highly recommended. It has brainstorming, planning, debugging skills, abilities. So a lot of people talk rave about it. So definitely something to add into your repo, and I'll do it right now. So let's add this to the main one, right? So let me show you how I do it for my main one. So I'm going into my user directory, and I will go into the Gemini folder. I need to enable hidden folders. 1 second. And scroll for the Gemini. You know what? I'll do it for Claude too while I'm at it. So Claude, you go to skills, and I'll download this here, and I'll just open it, and that will extract the folder and that directory. So I'm doing it for Claude, but you'll see this is the Claude directory. I can delete this one, and what I'll do, I'm just gonna copy this folder and drop it at the Gemini. So here's the Gemini. Here's the Antigravity folder, and let's go inside, and we're just gonna paste that in the skill. I just gave Antigravity superpowers. Isn't that awesome? So that's all I had for you today. Hope you found this video insightful and informative. Subscribe, we're just getting started. Cheers.